catch everybody up. A couple of weeks ago, we said goodbye to my dog Mingo, and I was very drawn to Susan because she's a psychic medium. She connects with humans and pets, but her passion is connecting with animals. So I just really wanted to connect with Susan and do a reading with her. Because I believe, every relationship is by divine orchestration, and every relationship, no matter how intimate or how casual, is here to teach us a lesson, to help us grow and evolve. And I wanted to really honor my dog's life by making sure that my, human mind really absorbs the lesson that his life was here to help me with. And, the reading that I had with you, Susan, just helped so much. It brought me so much peace. I'm not very vocal about it, but I have a sister who passed away several years ago, and immediately at the beginning of the reading, Susan picked up on her and sent a message from her, and which was very validating, So anyway, Susan, do you want to just tell everybody about who you are and your work?
Sure. I'm very moved by your sister because I feel like she's around me right now. Yeah. I'm Susan Allen. I'm a medium, and I started out my psychic work primarily was with animals for over 12 years, and then people started to come into my readings, and I think it's because our connection to spirit is I feel like the veil is thin right now because we really need spiritual help on the planet. And, more and more now, your guardian angels, your loved ones, your ancestors, your great-grandparents, or the great-great-grandparents that we've never even met, come through in my readings with information that I can't make it up, And I was just telling my husband today, I go, I just love talking to dead people. That's so bizarre.
Well, their messages are probably very pure. You don't have to filter through any BS.
Yeah, they're pure, and when the client gets moved or the client gets a healing, that's kind of like the reason why I'm doing it.
Yeah.
Because it's a weird kind of field. It's not like the norm, but it feels normal for me.
Mm-hmm. Well, and that's when you're in alignment with your gift. When other people see it and they're like, how do you do that? And you're like, well, how do I not do that? It's who I am.
Right before I got on the phone with you, the iPhone, I had a reading with a woman, and she had a short mini reading, and she goes, I just have one question. I'm sorry, there's fur everywhere. We gave her a bath today. And she said, I just have one question. I'm like, well, let's go to spirit. Let's do our little opening meditation. I do this under 2-minute grounding.
Yes, I remember that from my reading.
Yeah, grounding meditation. And I pick up a lot on that, and it's healing for the client and for me. And I open with, they're talking about a move, that you want to know about a move. And she's like, I could see her on Zoom because now I'm doing my calls on Zoom, so I could see her. And she's like stone-faced. She's not saying anything. And I said, they're saying just go with it. And the ironic thing was her mother wanted to move her father to another cemetery. And the daughter was like up in arms about it.
Oh, wow.
I can't take the coffin out and put it in. And the father came through with, just go along with it. Your mom needs this. It was her, because she was grieving the loss of her husband. And the father was like, just let her have her way. She just needs this. It was pretty amazing. Like,
wow.
I get so much gratification from the work for people to say yes. It's like, it's so validating on so many levels. And the daughter was like up in arms, and I'm like, just let your mother have her way. Your dad's saying you're the most grounded one in the family, and you're the one that'll like understand this. Just let her have her way. And she was like, okay, that's the answer I needed. And then, you know, other good messages came in for her, but I'm like, I have to tell you, I'm always humbled by it.
Mm-hmm.
And I try not to get excited or emotional, but it is quite interesting when they come in with these validations. Or I had a woman talk to her grandmother in spirit. And the grandmother's, I said to the girl, who's Duke?
Mm-hmm.
And she said, that was my grandmother's beloved Great Dane. She was a Great
Oh,
Dane
wow.
breeder. She bred
my
them.
Wow.
And I said, Duke's with your grandmother. And she was,
Oh, how cool. Gosh,
I know.
yeah, there's like no way that you would know somebody's grandmother's dog's name. Yeah, so.
Right. So, I mean, I remember being on with Ashley Diana. That was fun. And we were just doing an interview. And towards the end of the reading, I said, your grandmother's here.
Mm-hmm.
And she's talking about her dog. And the girl never met her grandmother's dog, but her mother grew up with her grandmother's dog. And I blurted out, Buttons. And she goes, well, I have no idea what my mother's childhood dog's name was.
Uh-huh.
And then she sends me a screenshot like a couple hours later that her mother and her were texting, and it was a screenshot. And she said, what was your childhood dog's name? And it was Buttons. And I was like, oh my God.
Wow, yeah.
I know, it's
cool.
like, I can't make it up. So
No.
this is
No.
my profession, you know, this is what I do. Trying
I mean,
to help people.
everything that came through in my reading with you was just, it was so powerful. And it like confirmed this like weird feeling that I had that my baby and my dog were like somehow like cosmically connected, and everything
Totally.
that you said, it was just like, whoa. And so I don't know if you guys know, I shared how Mingo, my dog, was here to get me into a vibration high enough to usher Happy, my baby, into this world. And once he saw that everything was good, he left his earthly body. And yeah, so sorry,
You're gonna make me cry.
but it just helps me to like, just so much peace. So like, thank you so much for what you do and for just being a clear channel for those messages. And you know, I can so tell when I connected with you and did my reading that you're definitely a medium who gets out of the way, you know, who just lets whatever come through without, you know, needing to be right or validate or whatever. Like, you just say what's coming through, and I really appreciate that. So
Thank you.
Yeah.
You make me cry. You make me cry because
I'm an emotional person.
Yeah, and I have to say, I was looking at the highlights of your baby, Happy. I was like, oh my God, what a joy! What a little bundle of joy.
He is. He's the smiliest. When I was pregnant with him, at the very beginning, he like communicated his name to us, and I was like, are you Happy? That's okay. That's your name. And now when he came out, I'm like, okay, I get it. Cause he's been smiling, like full smiles since he was 1 day old. And yeah, so he's definitely an embodiment of his name.
And there's another baby coming through for you. I hope you know that. There is another baby. I feel a little spirit, but it's not like today or tomorrow, but it's coming.
Okay.
Sorry,
my whole body just like tingled up. Oh man. Okay. All right. Well, Danielle, that was something my friend Danielle that just commented. We were actually like laughing about that, about baby number 4. And I was like, no way. And she said those famous last words. I was like, oh God.
Well, you're so good at it. Like, and these babies that you bring in are gonna be like a different vibration. We need these kind of kids coming in now, of people like you that bring through these kind of kids that can help the energy of the planet.
Really
There's something we're all going through right now, you know?
Yeah, you look fabulous. So there's definitely some questions coming through. Do you see me having a pregnancy soon? Will my career path work out? I'd love to connect.
Tell me the name. If you could tell me the name and the question, and I'm gonna just tune in.
Yes,
that would help me so
And
much.
I'm just gonna say their Instagram name. whatever
Okay.
handle.
Yeah.
So Mew5263 says, do you see me having a pregnancy soon?
I see the number 5, so it's either 5 weeks or 5 months.
Okay.
That's what I got right away.
All right.
And I feel like it's, I feel like you're gonna get this pregnancy or you'll be impregnated. Excuse my verbiage. I'm a dog mom. In the trees, like there's trees around you. There's a lot of big trees. So keep that in mind. Like, I don't know if it's a trip or this is like where you live among the trees, but you're very connected to nature and you're very connected to animals and birds. And I feel like you'll know when you get pregnant, you are going to have a baby. So yeah.
Beautiful. All right. Awesome. Yay, babies. Okay. Miss Mayberry 12 says, will my career path work out?
I feel like you're stuck and you're not getting happy. I feel like when you get happy, that's a good word. I feel like when you start doing your happy things, your career path will work out. And I just want you to align yourself with joy and happiness. And if this is what you really want to do, it's a no-brainer. Just get really clear, like go in and say, am I doing this just for the money? Am I doing this because I'm good at it? Or am I doing it because it brings me joy? Because I feel like the more we align with the joy, the more the success comes and the happiness comes. So I hope that, means something.
Beautiful. Okay. Diamond Tail says, I'd love to connect with my dog, Noble.
Okay, I immediately lost my breath, so I feel like when he crossed, he might have had some complications with, he's telling me he's telling me he had a great time with you. Lots of fun. I see a smiling dog, a lot of energy, a lot of fun. And I almost see like, he doesn't look like a big dog, but he could be like a mid-sized dog. Like it kind of looks a little like beagle-like to me in spirit. So if you guys can validate that, that would be so cool. If you get any kind of validation of this, that would be so cool. Just let me know.
I see a lot of hearts coming, so I'm assuming.
Okay, I'm scrolling.
Okay.
Love my franchise, or do you mean love my Frenchies? Meg O'Brien. She loves her franchise or her franchise? Aww. Okay. Hi, music, cars, and cooking. That girl makes amazing food if you ever looked at her site. Hi, Dr. Natalie. I'm scrolling.
Okay, so you can see all the comments, so I'm not gonna.
I'm trying to scroll.
Okay.
If you get something, just say it.
Meg O'Brien says Frenchies, not franchise.
Okay, good. Yeah. Hi, Marvin the Maltese. Oh, that dog is so precious. I read for that dog. Hi, Debbie. I'm scrolling. I don't see any questions. Okay.
I see a ton. So
You do?
yeah.
Go for it. Okay, go.
Okay. All right. So I'm gonna start at the top and I'm gonna go down the list.
Okay. Yes, I can tune into dogs that are alive. I talk to alive dogs all the time. I don't want people to think I just talk to dead animals. No, I actually work with some veterinarians and I help diagnose. I help fix dogs. I'm not a veterinarian, but I kind of go through the body system.
Yeah.
So if you have a dog that is not feeling well, that's a good thing. But dogs love to talk to a medium. It's very strange. Like their behavior gets better, or if there's a behavior problem, I usually know. I mean, I talked to a wildlife lady that was planting. I'm trying to remember the reading. This woman contacted me and she said, I've got gophers and they're eating all of my vegetables. And I said, do you live in this area? And she said, yeah, and it's in California. And I don't know what made me say it. I said, the gophers are telling me it's not them, it's the deer. And she said, oh my God, I can't believe you're saying that. You know, I saw deer hoofs prints
But
by
she didn't.
the, and the gophers are like, but we really like the young, you know, fresh greens that come through for their babies.
Uh-huh.
And they like, you know, it was pretty, I love all that because she sent me this really bad photo of this gopher popping his head out of the ground. It was like really fuzzy. And I'm like, I go to myself, seriously, I go, how am I going to read a wild gopher? But I did.
But they came through as a collective.
They did. And it's
That's
like, I should know better because when I was first doing just pure animal communication, I was having these experiences in wildlife that were so bizarre.
I bet.
Like it's funny that you say I bet, but I was in shock because I'd walk my dog Rosie like in the woods in Ojai, which was my favorite place we'd go with her. And I'd be, you know, in the woods and I'd look up and these birds would be just sitting with mouthfuls of branches and they would be trying to make a nest and I would look at them and they'd stay there and all of a sudden all the branches would fall out of his mouth and he would still be sitting there on a perch hanging out with me. And then before I knew it, like another animal would pop up and I was like, this is like Technicolor. This is like, Cute. And then I had this, and then I went to this like resort, and this cranial sacral guy, I mean, you're a very connected person, but he was working on me and this was like 20 years ago. And he goes, are animals funny with you? And I go, yeah, it's true. I mean that like I would walk into like an arena with a horse and a baby and I'd be playing with the horse and the baby. And I remember this, I was going to a lesson with my friend who was trying to learn dressage and I was just like watching her and I went into an arena with a mom and a baby and the owner, like I just would do these crazy things, which I don't recommend, by the way. But I'd go into the arena like fearless and I have fear. So it's crazy that I would do this. And the baby would be pushing me and tossing me around and the mother would be whinnying and we'd be having so much fun. And then the owner of the ranch came down and said, back up slow. Don't take your eyes off the mare. So I backed up slow and she goes, what, are you crazy? This horse has kicked everybody. It was abused.
A major connection.
And it was like, I think they feel and sense who you are.
Mm-hmm.
Like I would recommend, like I still have fear. I don't go up and just stick my hands out, you know, and I'm doing an announcement. I'm doing an animal communication and healing class for free.
Oh, nice.
And because one of my clients donated money for me to do this.
Oh, beautiful.
Isn't that unbelievable?
Oh,
so
cool.
I'm putting that together and it'll be like a wildlife healing. And she wrote me in the email, she goes, Susan, I because she's had so much experience with wildlife. She was a famous tennis pro, traveled the world, did a reading with me. And she's been around gorillas and baby gorilla. I mean, the pictures she sent me
So
are
cool. Yeah.
most amazing experiences. And she said, I hope you know, like, you know, when you teach, like to remind people not to walk up to a wild elephant.
Right.
And it's funny because I'm going to be all over the place because that's how spirit works when I do these interviews. And I remember I went to lunch with an animal conservationist because I wanted to learn about poaching. It was like 5 years ago and I took her lunch and I started to ask her about poaching and the poaching crisis in Africa because she was raising canines to sniff out poachers and to sniff the those things that hurt the elephants and the tigers, for lack of a better word. And I said to her, you know, this poaching crisis has escalated. Like my big prayer when I first started 14 years ago, just as an animal communicator, is I would pray for the elephants and I would set out the signals to the elephants that, you know, I would envision them not being poached, but I'd go for the positive, not the negative. And a lot of people post all these horrible pictures and I'm like, you're bringing down their energy,
Right. Yeah.
their fear. You bring down our fear. You have to post them flourishing and thriving
Uh-huh.
and
Beam
hurting
that
and
signal up.
moving and
Yeah.
eating and finding water sources.
Mm-hmm.
So I asked her, I said, you know, this poaching crisis is, can you talk to me about this and make me explain? And she said to me, and there's no reason why I would not believe her, because she's in the front lines. She gets most of her donations from wealthy people in Texas and places that go on expeditions to shoot wild game. And why is because when she raises these dogs to sniff out the poachers, the poaching crisis escalated when they actually pulled that lion Cecil out and killed that lion. And why did the poaching crisis escalate? Because they started to put down all these wildlife people that would go and take down. And these pictures are pretty horrific.
Right.
You know, but they kill one and they pay hundreds of thousands of dollars to kill one. And that she said that would feed a village.
Mm-hmm.
But if nobody's going there and taking one animal, the village proliferates eating all the wildlife.
Mm-hmm.
So we're almost better by allowing one person that has a tremendous amount of money to pay the 50 grand to, but not pull like a documented lion out with a collar on.
Yeah.
That's what screwed everything up for this kind of arena. I mean, there is profit and things and everything, and we have to try really hard. Like, I'm not a poacher, or a wildlife hunter.
Yeah.
But there are people that have this joy to do that, and I have to try not to judge those people and just allow them.
Hard to not judge.
It is very hard.
Yeah.
It's very hard. And but there's an answer, and we kind of think that it's a horrible thing. But then when she explained to me that, you know, one kill from one of these people that take a few weeks to go to Africa and hunt feeds 5 villages with the amount of money they spend on one kill.
Oh, so they pay. Got it. Okay.
Yeah, they pay rather than the village be so poor.
Right.
And the village needs to feed themselves, and they're now killing everything.
Got it.
Now that's from a conservationist that I took to lunch.
Mm-hmm.
But I guess why I'm trying to wind up here, there is a reason why I'm coming, is because she looked at me and she knows I'm an animal communicator, and she goes, now, Susan, you know, like when you come to Africa, you can't just walk up to a wild elephant.
Right.
Like, I don't know why they assume like stupidity with animal communicator. I don't know.
Like, I'm just going to go run around with the lion.
Hands in hand?
Yeah.
No, it's definitely not the case. I have my own fears. So even though I communicate with animals, like I will walk on the other side of the street when I see a big dog if I'm not in spirit, and I'm not,
right.
I'm human. I'm not.
Yeah. So are you feeling up to read a couple of people?
Oh, yeah,
okay.
yeah. Let's
We're gonna
go.
do Carmen the dog, Brooke HFM, Lindsay, and then Show Me Your NOLA. So I'll read each one of those just so you guys know who kind of the segments are coming up. Okay, so Carmen the dog, ATX, says, I've been missing my grandmothers a lot. So if there's anything.
I feel like one of your grandmothers is here, and I feel like they would be holding, and I feel more like it's a cat. It looks like a small animal, and I feel like it would be associated with you. That's in spirit for you. And I feel like she's telling me she's got this pet. I just want to put this out there. Somebody is vaccinating their dog or just vaccinated, and I'm feeling like you need to do a titer test, TITER, and stop vaccinations, because I feel like somebody is vaccinating their dog.
So that's someone just watching right now.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I am feeling it's a little white dog. So you guys, I'm not going to name names. If you're vaccinating your dogs because you're flying all over the place, I do believe you can get their certificate to fly overseas with a titer test, Titer, rather than over vaccinate the dog because they're more sensitive than we are. I'm also feeling a girl. Let me try to get some more. There's a man with me right now. And I don't know if his sister is here, but I feel like somebody's on who lost their brother. And I do feel like it was a veteran. So if anybody can take that, if you can, because I'm not scrolling for some reason. I don't know.
There's so many. But somebody asked about a brother.
Okay.
Right. It was like the kind of the next.
Mm-hmm. So I feel like this brother of yours would have been military, or was just getting into signing up for the military. And I feel like he's telling me to tell you that you think about him often and you wonder if he's okay, but he's doing great on the other side. I feel like he's still involved in baseball, he's telling me. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And he's playing cards. I feel like, did he play poker? Or did he have a poker game? Because he's showing me he's playing cards. And I feel like you were the younger sister. And I feel like he's kind of like a tough guy. Like, not tough, but he doesn't smile much, but he's serious. So I feel like if you can take this, please validate this for me so we know. I'm not getting any scrolls. I have to figure out how to do that. And I'm afraid to hit the X, because if I hit the X above my face, that would mean that I'd go off camera with you, right?
Yeah.
Yes. Okay, I don't want to hit the X.
Yes.
I wish you knew how to do this. You'll have to give me a lesson one of these days.
Well, so Sam Nichols has asked, can you see my brother and any messages? So I feel like that's coming for Sam. And then Nick Sandy says, my dad was a veteran.
Who has the B name in spirit? I'm feeling like a Bob or a Brad in spirit. And I feel as if he's got a German Shepherd with him or a larger dog. And he's talking about his kids. And I feel like he would have had like 3 to 5 kids. So I don't know if if anybody can take this.
Nobody's commenting.
Any more questions?
Yes, there's a lot. So let's, Danielle, so show me your Nola says that she'd love to connect with her cat, Ollie, who passed.
I don't know if this is Ollie the cat, but I feel like there's a cat that is very short-haired coat, and he almost looks Siamese to me in spirit. And I feel like there's a connection. I feel like he's mentioning the number 14. So I don't know if he would have been around for 14 years, but he's saying I feel like there's a significance with you around the 14. And I feel like this cat is with your grandmother. I feel like your grandmother would be taking care of this cat for you. I don't know. Are you in the beauty business? Is that a girl that's asking? I just feel like
Danielle. Yeah, I'm not sure if she's still watching.
But she's saying she's got the cat, and I feel the cat is around you. And I feel like there's one living that you have, or one's coming in for you with blue eyes. I see a cat with blue eyes coming in.
Okay, I'm not sure if Danielle is still on. Let's go to Lindsay, and then we'll go to Brooke HFM. So Lindsay would love to connect with her dog Merlin, who is a German Shepherd.
Okay, thanks. I saw somebody in spirit holding a German Shepherd, so I don't know if that's a departed loved one of yours. I just feel like somebody in spirit has your German Shepherd. I feel like this dog knew some serious amount of tricks. I feel like he was highly trained. He's telling me how handsome he is. He's also telling me that you worry too much. He's telling me that you worry too much. I don't know what that's about, but maybe you are worrying too much. And I'm feeling like you're really good with the dogs. Like, that's your thing. And I feel like almost, I don't know if this was a recent departure of the man or the dog, but they're definitely together. And I feel like this older gentleman in spirit, this could be your grandfather, and he's in a uniform, and I feel like maybe he had served our country, because I feel like when he appears to me, he's telling me the thing that he was most proud of, and I feel like this would have been somebody that would have served our country. And yeah, he's with your dog, and something about like a white uniform.
Yeah, Lindsay's saying yes.
Yeah,
She's confirming all of this. Yeah.
I'm almost feeling like I don't know, Navy or something with the white uniform. Also confirming like this dog was super smart. He could have been like a police dog or something. With this dog, you're really good with the dogs, so I would say get another one if you don't have one. You definitely need, and I think you're good with the shepherds too.
Yeah, she said her pawpaw was in the Air Force, so
Oh, cool.
they're together.
Yeah, they wear white when they're formal.
Yay! They're there together.
They're together. He loves your dog, and you know the thing is with spirit is like they take like the scariest thing for me. Well, it wasn't scary, but it was a real hit because I was just minding my own business in total grief of losing Rosie. Yeah. And I'm looking out the window of my car, and you know, here I help facilitate death and grieving for people that are losing their animals. For years and years I'm doing this, and I knew when she passed, I was like, oh, I hope this will be okay. Well, it wasn't. I went into full-blown grief mode. Mm-hmm. We don't have kids. She was my child, and it was so real for me and visceral. And I remember, like, you know, I'm a medium, and it pops in here, and I was looking out the window, I'm minding my own business, and my older sister is also in spirit, and she had Rosie under her arms, and the way Rosie saw me, because mm-hmm. Rosie was like, what am I doing here, and what are you doing there? And it was their Frenchy face, like, I want to be with you. It was so real and visceral. And then I was like angry because my sister and I didn't have the best relationship when she was living. We fought all the time. But in spirit, she helps me with my work. She's guarding my dog. And initially, it was like so shocking to see that, you know, it was my own mediumship doing it for myself. Mm-hmm. And it was so shocking and significant. And then like a week later, I cried and thought that was the greatest gift that my sister could have ever given me, was to have my baby. Mm-hmm. You know, because that Frenchie was like the baby I never birthed. Like she was wanted, and I stopped looking because they were like 4,500 at the time. And I was like, this is insane. I'm not gonna, and I hadn't had a dog for like, since my mom died in my 20s. I thought, I can't have a dog. I get too attached. Well, you get just as attached to cats.
Right.
It's like when it's living and it has a life and a soul. And I went through many cats, and I rescued a ton of cats. And then I end up with this Frenchie that was like a life force, you know, a force in nature. Yeah. And that was like the child that I never had. And I was like, oh my God, to experience being a stay-at-home mom. And that was like my experience of having a child. Kids. And it was like wonderful, and everybody would jump out of cars to get at her, and we'd take her shopping, we would take her to the movies. It was like one of the greatest experiences of my life. And it's like a one time, I feel like for me, it was like a once in a lifetime. Yeah. It was. And I was okay with it, because when she crossed over and I went through the 3 months of total grief, I decided to let go of the job that I was holding on to and do this full time. Mm-hmm. And you know, I'm helping so many people, and I get so many texts and so many emails, and it's like, okay, I throw myself into this, helping others, and then I forget about myself and missing her. And every once in a while, you know, I have to show you a picture. Every once in a while, I'm like, because she was gorgeous. Oh, sweet little thing. Look at those. Yeah, these were her beach shots. I'm so nuts about her. And, you know, Lily is really cute, but she's not Rosie. What do you think? But this one my husband gets mad when I say that, but this one doesn't fight me. This one lets me love her and kiss her and smell her. Look at her eyes.
Oh my God.
You know, Rosie would fight me and go, leave me alone. I
Yeah.
am too dignified for that. Anyway,
nice
let's
to
do
have
some
Ray.
more readings.
Okay,
Enough
so
about me.
Brooke HFM says, does my father have a message for me?
I feel like when I feel into the energy of your father, he is so much a part of your life and guiding you. I just feel like the minute you read that, he's like here. He's like, okay, we got work to do. We have to. He's telling me that you have to get out of the funk. You have to move. You have to breathe oxygen. You gotta like be in the sun. You've got to start organizing things in your house. Get rid of stuff. Take in some. I feel like there's boxes that you have to pack and things to get rid of. So I don't know if that would be with his stuff, but I feel like you're definitely gonna. Sometimes when they show me boxes, it means a move, but I feel like you're getting rid of things from the past and bringing new things in, and he's helping you with that.
Beautiful. Okay, so we have, I don't know if this is a type of question that you can answer, but Aaliyah Brink has asked a couple of times that her grandma and dad, they both have cancer. They're still living, but is there any messages, anything that is coming through from spirit that you can share to comfort her?
Well, I feel that they have their guardian angels around them, which I feel is your dad's mom. I feel like your dad's mom or grandmother is in spirit around him, and I feel like she helps him. And I feel like they're talking another language, but I feel and I know and I sense what this older woman is saying. And I feel like your dad's been in discomfort. And she's trying to help him. And I feel like I feel like the grandmother is tied to the father. Like, is she the mother of your father? Because I feel like that's the whole side of that family that's in spirit is around them and helping them. And I feel like, I don't know if you live near your dad, but I feel like he needs a little bit more nutrition. I feel like he's not, if that makes sense. I mean, see if you could help him get more nutrition, send some food.
She's saying yes. So,
Okay.
yeah.
Good. I hope that helps.
I hope that helped, Aaliyah. Aaliyah, I'm sorry if I'm not saying your name right. Okay. Sarah Stebbings says, hi, is there any messages from my father figure? Is he by my side?
Your father figure, that's an interesting question. Yes, I feel like you were closer to this man than maybe your own biological father. And I feel like he sits on a bench with you. So I don't know if you walk and you sit down on a bench and contemplate and feel, and you're trying to feel and sense him. But I feel almost like he's come to you in a dream, which I feel would have been a visitation for you. And I feel like he guides you with books and work. So I don't know if you're going back to school, but he's telling me that he's guiding you with your work. So I hope that helps.
Beautiful. She said yes. The comments are kind of on a lag, so
I know it's like your time is us.
Yeah. Sarah, I hope that helped you. And guys, there's so many comments. I'm trying my best to get to everyone, and I'm so sorry if I miss anybody. Christy Rich says, how is my dog Thunder? He passed. Can you tell him I say hi?
Yeah, I feel like he's in really, really good shape. He's showing me his body. He says he's really filled out. And he's, I feel like, on his walks, they would have been beautiful and in nature. And I almost feel like he would have seen some beautiful wildlife. Like, I feel like when I look through the eyes of the dog Thunder, I see like on the walks that he would have been around beautiful animals on the walks. Like he could see other animals. I feel like he's around you. I feel like he's also talking about you possibly moving. And I feel a move, and I'm not sure if it's a job or a house, but I feel like a move is coming for you, and it's going to really make you happy, bring in more money. I feel like the change is going to be really good for you. And I also saw closer to water. So closer to water for you.
Beautiful. Okay, this comment just makes me laugh. So from the real Auntie Dana, she says, chakra healer cat, Leo. So her cat, I guess, cries all night. Why? She wants to know why the cat is crying all night.
He's really vocalizing, isn't he? Yeah, I feel like he's vocalizing at night. Like I'm trying to ask him, does he not feel good, or is he just trying to protect his area? And I feel like he's trying to protect his area. He's trying to let others know not to come near his area because he's like guarding it.
Just being territorial.
Yeah. Oh, I wanted to tell your subscribers my newsletter. If you sign up for my newsletter, I have all these specials coming out for Christmas. I just put my candles up, and it sounds like, oh, everybody sells candles, but I've been using these candles since the beginning of my practice, and I put Reiki and love in them, and it's been, you know, a labor of love to get these candles up. And
Beautiful.
they're really beautiful. They're peace, love, and light, and they're infused, and they have amazing essential oils, and they're all natural. They're soy, and they have no phthalates. My candle girl and I have been working on this since the beginning. She was an animal client, and she's also a Reiki master and healer. And
oh, beautiful.
so we're doing, yeah, so it's like a double dose, and it's what I use. I mean, I burn my own candles. And the other thing is I'm doing for Christmas gift certificates, and I'm taking 25% off the gift certificate.
Oh, awesome.
So I don't run sales that often because I feel like I give a lot of information with my readings.
Yeah.
But there is a sale, so if you guys want an amazing gift, I think this is pretty amazing to do animals or people, personal soul speak or animal soul speak. Sign up for my newsletter for specials and deals. And then I do sometimes have been getting on there and doing live pop-up readings. And so it's a smaller audience that I could see on Zoom. And that's kind of cool too. You know?
Yeah. Okay, let's do Cynthia Alex says, hi, Megan Susan. Are there any messages coming through for me from Irene or Pete? I had a huge sign this morning to be on this on this live today. So Irene or Pete for Cynthia.
I just immediately saw flowers, and the flower that I saw were daisies. So I don't know if that makes sense to you, but I felt like they're showing me white flowers for you. So I feel like white flowers for me is the sign of peace, and daisies are like fun and free, and I can't breathe. So I feel like, was it an accident? Were they together? I'm just curious, or was one of them in an accident? Because I feel like impact, and I felt like my chest. I also feel like when I feel into them, did she say they were her friends? Because I feel like they were.
She just said Irene and Pete. She didn't say friends. And like I said, the comments are a little bit on a lag. So
yeah,
waiting to see.
Yeah. No, it's really difficult with the comments. I apologize. I hope that helps. I feel like they're around you and with you, and they think of you. This is the thing with spirit. Like before somebody has a reading with me, I say, well, ask the person that you want to connect to, or the dog, or tell them you're doing a reading with me on the date and the time, and please ask them to be there, and just ask them a few times. Generally, your loved ones and your animal friends are always around you. So they know what you need to hear. They know what you need help with. Like, that's why people are like, well, I have questions. And I'm like, well, we can always answer the questions, but let's do mediumship first. Because generally spirit will always answer what you need in life. Like they'll tell me, yes, go for the job. Yes, go for the move. Yes, leave the boyfriend, kick him to the curb, you know. So by the end of the readings, I say to people, okay, we have like 5 minutes left for question and answers. Do you have any questions? And they're like, no, you kind of answered everything. And it's not me, it's them.
Just
It's
giving
them.
what they want to give.
Your loved
Right.
ones.
Yeah.
Because before I get on the phone with somebody, I put their name in front of me. I write their name, and then I ask my spirit guides to help work with their spirit guides to give them the best information possible, the highest and best. And so it's just like a knowing. They have like a knowing of what you need and want. So I try not to get in the way. I try to just let spirit lead.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm looking at all the comments coming through. Okay. Nay, I'm sorry if I'm butchering names. Nay K25 has asked a couple of times, is anything coming through? She from her brother.
I
Nay
have a really
K25.
like I have a pain in the front of my head, and so I don't know why I'm getting a pain from your brother, but I feel like this may have had something to do with his crossing. And I also feel like he's apologizing for not getting to say goodbye to you. I almost feel like he either went in his sleep, or I feel like he didn't get to say goodbye to you. And I feel as if he's talking about being around dad, but I think I don't know if it's your dad. I think it's like a grandfather. I feel like he's with this gentleman in spirit, and they're together, and they're kind of like holding hands. So I don't know if your brother was young, because usually when they hold hands, it's symbolic of maybe the person in spirit being like the younger. And I'm getting the name Brad. Do you know the name Brad in spirit, or a B name?
Waiting for her comments to come.
That's okay. I could do one more. I just shook my phone here.
Okay.
And then I gotta run. I'm just looking at the time.
Okay.
But if you want a reading, SusanAllenMedium.com, and sign up for my newsletter.
Yes. Okay, let's do Macy Meadows McFerrin. She says, I would love some guidance on the visions and signs I've had for having another child. Beginning to think I'm crazy. Thank you in advance.
No, a baby's coming in for you. I keep getting angel numbers with you. You know, my angel numbers are usually like 111, 1111, and I keep seeing like this spirit wants you as much as you want it. So just keep the faith, stay calm. This baby's definitely around you and coming in for you. I also feel one in spirit. I don't know if it's a miscarriage associated with you, but I feel like there's one in spirit for you. And I almost feel like this baby may be the one that might come in as well.
Oh, that's
Might
so
come back to you.
beautiful. That's so beautiful. Oh, she's sobbing. Her husband had a mastectomy, and it was twins. A vasectomy, sorry, twins. Yeah. So, okay, everybody, Susan's got to hop off. I realize that there are so many of you who asked questions that we didn't get to. And oh my God, I just realized how close my face is to the camera while I'm trying to read all of
Oh, you look gorgeous.
Sorry.
I want to just say, you know,
Yes.
for people that didn't get a reading, sign up on my site for my newsletter. I do pop-up readings. I jump on here occasionally. I'm going to have specials for Christmas. I'm going to take 25% off my minis and my full readings. I usually just do it off my minis. So you'll get a nice little discount if you want to give a gift and buy a little something for yourself for the holidays.
Yeah, I'm not getting any kickbacks or anything for recommending Susan. Like my time with her, my reading with her was just so powerful, and it helped me to not be so shattered when my dog passed. Like I said, guys, I know there's so many of you that we didn't get to. I wish we could just spend all night with you doing all of these. And for those of you that Susan was able to connect with, I hope it served you and supported you. Thank you, Susan, for your time. Very
Thank you so
grateful.
much.
Thank
Thank
you.
you. We have to do this again. I really
Yes.
enjoyed it.
Yes.
All right.
It's so great. Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Bye. Bye, Susan. All right.
Bye.
Now let's see. Okay, I'm gonna hit end. I feel like it's the you hang up. No, you hang up
I
first.
know.
You
I
hang up.
think I hang up. I'll hang up.
Okay,
And don't
you can hang
forget
up
to
and I'll